Hello, everybody. We're in the process of trying to get everything linked up and connected. Looks like that's all about to get started.
Hey, I see you.
All right. Well,
Cell phones off.
Yeah.
Great. So, well, here we are getting to discuss.
Yeah, I've got no sound.
What's that? Can you hear me? He cannot hear me. Because I can hear you.
There we go. Chat. Yeah, I got you now.
Sweet. All right. First rodeo with this. So I'm really excited to be here and get to chat with you, buddy.
Yeah, me too. I'm excited to see you again.
Yeah, it's been a while.
Yeah, in quarantine and all.
Yeah, one of the things I think that is so important for us right now is just trying to keep ourselves and other people on track, and so I've been excited since we started trying to get this put together to really get in here and talk about the 5 essentials. And man, how much more important could it be than right now?
I know it's the most important thing we could be doing right now. And, people keep asking me, what should I be doing now? What should I be doing now? I'm like, well, if you were doing all the things I told you to do in the beginning, you wouldn't have to change anything.
Yeah.
Because if you just lived that 5 essential lifestyle, there'd be nothing to worry about.
Absolutely. I was on my way here today and thinking about things. So I was listening to little old Reggie Gold on tape, and he was saying, do you mean to tell me that the bacteria always end up getting a kidney infection in the same kidney? Or they all, if it's always the left kidney, then what are they all, left-handed bacteria? No, it's that left kidney is sick, and it's a good breeding ground for those bacteria to cause an infection. And I think that that's the thing that people have escaped right now is that all these comorbidities and these things, they're labels that say, you know what, you're a good breeding ground for this virus.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. You're the one, you're already sick, which is why the virus wants you, which is why the people that are dying are the ones that most of the time have comorbidities, which were preventable in the first place. Again, that's where that 5 essential lifestyle comes in, being proactive. If you're living that proactive lifestyle, that preventative lifestyle, you shouldn't really have anything to worry about. There should be no reason to sanitize everything. There should be no reason to stay at home, stop shaking hands, because you're doing what you're supposed to be doing, keeping yourself strong from the inside out. And that's the whole goal. That's the whole mindset of what we've been trying to teach people for the past how many freaking years, is that it's about you. It's about inside. And God gave you everything you need to be healthy. If you just nurture what he gave you, he'd protect you.
Absolutely. And that is it, that we have all this life force inside of us. I'm not the sum of my parts. I'm way more than that. My innate intelligence is always on the job, and it was on the job before. And, I think now the mindset really should be that, hey, maybe I need to invest a little more in my health, but I should have been investing beforehand. It's like if a financial crisis comes along, then what I've invested prior is what sees me through. Well, this is our health. It's our bodies. And I think that so many people, and I know that you probably deal with this also, so many folks that I talk to are saying, well, I've just put it off. I'll get to that later. Mm-hmm. And I was in shape at one point. I'll get back there another time. And they keep putting these things off. And right now, it's just a huge wake-up call.
I agree. And I hope that's the one silver lining that people get from this once we get through all this, mm-hmm. is that your health is your number one priority. It should always be your number one priority. And you shouldn't wait until you get a scare like this to start taking care of yourself.
Absolutely.
So if you can just do that on a regular basis, we'd all be fine.
Absolutely. And then that alone will maintain the mindset that I'm experiencing so much, is people who are absolutely in panic mode, and their cortisol levels, their stress levels, that mindset is shot. and they're in I'm just going to be the next one. If the virus lands on me, the only thing I can do is to just avoid it, instead of the reality, which is their immune system is what determines what happens. It's like, all the kids with Macklin still in daycare, we experience him handling the same toys as half of his class, and they're all slobbery and they're sharing the same space and nastiness, and half of his class will get the flu, but then he doesn't. Why? He's healthier from the inside because we've been doing these things, and so he doesn't get the same things.
Right, because if germs actually got you sick, they'd all be sick at the same time.
Exactly.
Why are two kids in the same household eating the same food, living the same lifestyle? One gets sick, one doesn't. Why is that? It has to do with the immune system.
Yeah,
the immune system's strong, your body fights it. If it's weak, it doesn't. That's it.
Yeah. So it's always the soil, and it's not the seed that's coming in. It's what that seed has to utilize. And so
I looked at this yesterday. It's called the terrain theory. Instead of worrying about the germ, we worry about the terrain. What's the environment look like? Absolutely. If your environment's a trash dump because you eat junky food and you don't exercise and you never detox, where are all the birds and the rats going to be attracted to?
Absolutely.
The trash dump.
Absolutely.
How do you get rid of the birds and the germs? What they're calling? How are you going to get rid of them? Just sit there and shoot them? No.
Spray them with DDT. Let's kill everything and half the neighbors.
Well, let's put masks on first.
Yes.
And put the gloves on.
Absolutely.
And then go shoot them.
Yeah.
And what's going to happen tomorrow?
Absolutely.
We're going to be right back because we didn't do anything different. We didn't clean up the trash.
Absolutely.
I tell my patients this all the time. Do you want to be a trash dump? I don't think so.
No, exactly. So let's give them some implementation. Number one, hey, we got the mindset. Hopefully as this goes on, they'll be experiencing more and more, and we'll help them with the silver lining. That's what's going to be for at least all our patients is that, we're going to go from where they were to where they want to be, and they're going to have a little more fire to do it. And so chiropractic's always the first step, and I think that we're going to have to talk to two groups, those that have decided to quarantine and those that are still active in the office. And so let's start with
why is chiropractic the first step?
Oh, man, because,
it comes down to, why do we want to be healthy? What the heck is health in the first place?
Mm-hmm.
Because if we think that feeling good means that we're healthy, you shouldn't do anything else. But we know that health has to do with those first four letters, HEAL. And if your body is healing and functioning exactly the way God designed us to heal and function, we wouldn't be getting sick. We wouldn't be getting cancer. We wouldn't be getting heart disease. We wouldn't be getting these nasty diseases because our body is not designed to be sick. We are all designed to be healthy, and we all deserve to be that way. And now you say, what's the first step in that? Is it eating right? Is it exercising? Is it detoxing? No. It has to do with making sure that power that God put inside of our brain can get to our organs and function properly. Because without that proper communication between your brain and your body will not heal. It will not function. It will be in a state of dis-ease, which will lead to dysfunction, disease, and death.
Absolutely.
So we can't start by eating right. We can't start by exercising. We need to start by having and ensuring proper function from inside out. And there's chiropractic. That's why that is the most important of all the essentials.
Absolutely. And it's that connection that is so often missed, and that it is about our function. And so for so many people, those people who are in the office and are still active and haven't quarantined themselves, their first step is to stay consistent. And with these increased stress levels and with these increased things that are going on, cortisol levels are through the roof.
And what does that do right there? Because you said that twice now. Cortisol levels being high does what to your immune system?
Oh, it suppresses your immune system.
So watching the news, going on Facebook, going out and freaking out and wearing all this stuff, it, like you said, stresses people out. Cortisol levels go up. Immune system goes down. Is that what we want right now?
The exact opposite of what we need.
The exact opposite of what we need right now. If we're living in fear, we are destroying our immune system. You're probably going to get sick.
Absolutely.
So stop living in fear.
And
I was at Costco today. I didn't know how to react to this.
Is how
a guy comes up and he's got his cart. He's got gloves on. He's got mask on. He's got a hood on. And the guy hands him an antibacterial wipe. He's like, oh, yes, please. And he's wiping down everything. I'm like, you got gloves on. What is that going to do? I didn't know to laugh, cry. I didn't know how to react to that. I'm just like, the fear is deep with that one. You know, it's bad. It's bad. We need to help people realize that they don't need to be afraid, and we need to pull them out. And they're only going to have that when they have that knowledge and that ownership of health, what it really is.
Absolutely. You know? And it's the state of optimal physical, mental, and social well-being, not the absence of disease or infirmity. And so many people have missed that definition. They're not living by, they don't know what optimal anything is. And then while they're wearing their gloves and their mask and they're shopping at Costco, they then pull their mask down and grab their cell phone and talk to somebody. Yeah, honey, I'll pick that stuff up for you. And then they touch their phone again, and they grab the mask and pull it up, and then they go on with their shopping, and they think that they're still clean.
So Chad, I saw a guy the other day. He had a mask on. He went to sneeze, and he didn't want to sneeze inside the mask because he's going to get goo inside the mask. So he pulls it out and sneezes, and then puts his mask back on. I don't know. Again, I don't know how to react to that because I'm like, I don't understand.
Horrible. Oh man. All right. So So we're got to get back to the logic of things.
Yes.
And that's what these people, so what's it mean? If anything, schedule an extra adjustment and deal with optimizing your function. If you're under more stress, you need more positive. You know what? I've added another 5 minutes. We'll get to exercise here in a minute, but I've added 5 minutes to my workouts. Why? Because I need to burn off a little extra cortisol right now. I'm doing more of my home care. I'm better at my home care right now than I have been in probably 6 months. And I'm getting adjusted more. And so these are the things that optimize my function. And it's that electrical life force. And one of the things I want to touch base here is that so many people forget that we heal on the inside just like we do on the outside. Everybody doesn't wonder if a cut's going to heal on their arm, but they wonder if their immune system's working on the inside. Well, the immune system's going to work to the level that you've enabled it. Just like that cut on your skin's not going to heal if you keep picking at it and scratching at it. We tell our kids, don't pick that scab and don't do these things because that will impede your healing. Well, the worse habits we have, the less we allow our innate intelligence in our bodies and our connection to flow. And so that's posture right now. Mm-hmm. That's extra tension on our muscles and stress. And so I think those are big things that we need to continue to reiterate for people. And so what about home care? Are you getting people to do more home care at home right now?
I am. And that's one thing. As much as I'd love for everybody to just relax and just get their adjustments and come in, we also understand we have to recognize that we have to meet people where they're at because everybody's got different levels of fear. And, I don't want to dismiss anybody's fear because I'm not scared doesn't mean you're not scared.
Or they don't have someone at home
with
comorbidities.
Right. So for those people that are not coming in right now, mm-hmm. I've sent them all messages. Listen, if you're not going to come in right now, that's one of the 5 essentials that you're not going to get. Do the other 4 and do them really well.
Absolutely.
All right. And what you can still do is you can still do 4.5 because you have home care at home. You have that stuff. And don't tell me you don't have time.
Yeah. We all have the time right now.
Yeah. You guys should be able to teach me when you come back how to do it exactly right because you've been doing it twice a day, every single day. If you're not getting your adjustments, please at least do your home care.
Absolutely.
Do something good for that spine and nervous system. Again, without the nervous system, what you eat doesn't matter. If you exercise, it doesn't matter. You have to have a properly functioning nervous system.
And it's designed for you. It's not or them. It's designed directly to implement for their nerve systems. It's custom. You don't have to worry about it being something off YouTube and stretch good for me and all this other exercise.
For their subluxations.
It is for your subluxations to help your body support your adjustments, and you're not getting those adjustments right now. So you can build extra support and you can do those things. And I've been actually talking a little bit more about having people do some of the more wobble and the neck traction and some of the things that are really decompressive and really to help loosen them up and deal with this stress right now.
Well, not only the stress, but what is everybody doing at home right now? That's what everybody's doing. Absolutely. My neck hurts. Yeah, no, we're sitting there watching Netflix. We're watching TV, more TV than ever before. Mm-hmm. So if you're going to sit on your butt all day and do all these things. Do something to unwind it.
Absolutely.
So let's talk about food.
Oh man, absolutely.
We all need comfort food right now, so we should be eating our Cadbury eggs and ice cream, right?
Oh man, yeah, double up.
Yeah.
To suppress your immune system, along with the extra stress and cortisol, you can eat more sugar, so the next 6 hours you'll have a suppressed immune system.
And you're going to gain what they call the quarantine 15.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, that was hilarious. And there's like an algorithm out there or something that you can put in,
Yeah.
How much are you eating? How much?
Yeah, people are more depressed, so they're drinking more beer. And then now I don't have to work tomorrow, so let's have another one. It's like it'll just keep on going and snowball effect. And next thing you know, you're 15 pounds overweight, your immune system is low, and you feel like crap again. And you're like, what happened? The
virus will be gone, but so many people will be getting sick.
Yep. So why not take this time to change something for the good? I have a couple of patients right now that are on it. They're like, we're using this time to change our lifestyle. What do we need to do, doc? And I gave them these, like, some fasting and some intermittent fasting. They've been losing weight. They've been feeling better than ever. They're like, I'm taking this time to learn how to cook because we can't go out. So we're cooking more meals. I'm like, that's called the growth zone. And you have a choice of where you want to be right now during this crazy time. And I want to be in the growth zone. How can I be better? How can I change somebody else's life? How can I help people? How can I just say thank you to people that are doing things that they normally wouldn't do?
Absolutely. And so you're not going out, you're not getting all those bad ingredients when you're eating out, and you get to choose this stuff. So choose wisely, implement better ingredients, better quality of food. And we're having delivered from Whole Foods every week, our vegetables and everything, and we're washing and we're preparing. And I mean, to speak to that, Dan, in the last, 4 weeks, I've lost 15 pounds.
Nice.
You know what? I mean, I was like, well, I'm going to be talking to all my patients about doing this. And due to my shoulder injury and my knee injury and everything, I gained 20 pounds over the last 8 months, and I was like, wow, it's despicable. I've got to get rid of that. So, here we are, 15 pounds lighter. Why? Because I just said, you know what? I got to get this done.
Yep.
And that's how it is for me. And so I know it's possible.
Good. So when it comes to nutrition, there's a couple of things. So when people ask me, what are you doing different right now for the craziness that's happening? The only thing I've actually done different is I've added vitamin C to my regimen. Mm-hmm. Because we all take vitamin D. We all know we're supposed to take vitamin D because it boosts your immune system. Your immune system does not function without vitamin D. So staying inside, not a good idea. We need to get outside and get that sun. But we're not going to get enough, unfortunately, because we have our clothes on and sunblock. So we all should be taking at least 5,000 international units a day of vitamin D. And that's not just the adults, that's everybody in the family should be taking vitamin D. Now, there's less for the kids, obviously, but everybody in your household should be taking that. But the other thing is vitamin C. And I just posted on Facebook that they have finally accepted vitamin C and vitamin D as a treatment for COVID-19. Wow. And I've been saying this for the past, 8 weeks? That you need to be on vitamin D, you need to be on vitamin C. The hospitals in New York started using it. And now they're actually saying that this is part of the treatment plan because it's actually killing vitamin C, or COVID-19. Vitamin C, actually, at a high enough dose, will kill the virus.
And see, this is stuff that, why is it that the CDC is not, never mind.
We don't want to go down that road, Chad.
We don't want to go down that road. Why are they behind us when they're supposed to be leading in front of us? But
they're not. We know that.
Yeah. And so, one of the other things that I feel like has been big for us, we've already been on the D, is are you already at your baseline? Have you been taking the daily essentials on a regular basis? If not, wow, you need to go bridge those gaps. And these are the things that we're talking about just adding in.
Yeah.
For a lot of people, they might be at home watching this thinking, well, what's just the regular stuff? And of course, your multi-B, your B vitamins, your fish oil, and these are the things that just should be always.
Yep. So the only thing I'm adding into that really is the vitamin C. We're doing higher doses. Yep. We've been using the liposomal, which is really, really absorbable. So it's very, very effective. So you don't actually have to take as much. But some people don't like the taste of it, or it bothers their stomach, or for whatever reason they want to do our vitamin C complete. We've actually sold out of this so many times. We've had to start sourcing it from Designs for Health, which is fantastic anyway. We have different versions of vitamin C. I think I have like 4 versions of vitamin C in my office right now because I'm like, everybody needs to be on it. I don't want to sell it anymore. Everybody come just get it. It's like, please. And if you don't get it from us, I don't care. Get it somewhere. But just make sure it's high quality. It's highly absorbable. It's not full of other chemicals and junk. Because unfortunately, too many people come to my office like, "Hi, what do you think of my vitamin D?" I'm like, "Soybean oil. That's bad for you." And they're like, "Dang it." I'm like, "How much was that? $4." I'm like, "Yeah."
Exactly. And I think that the other thing is to really look at what are the habits that you're developing, as we already spoke to, and saying, hey, I'm going to start taking from now on, we're eating breakfast, lunch, and dinner at home. And so which one of those would be the most instrumental walking out of this to have as a habit to take to work, or to have that same habit of health, so that you again maintain this? Because one of the things I think that's big is things like this will probably happen again. And if something like this goes on again, and that's the fear-based thought of it, but yet on a regular basis, I just want more quality and quantity of life. And I just want the best version of me out there for my kids. And I want to be able to hand those habits down to them. This is an opportunity to sharpen my axe and really get my act together, and then teach them, well, this is how you know that whether it comes back or not, you're ready.
Yep. Yep. I just had a thought while you were talking about that. I did a workshop about the immune system back in October. And it's on our YouTube page, and it's eerily, I kind of make fun of some of this stuff that's happening right now, not knowing it was going to happen. It's kind of crazy. But one of the things at the end of that workshop, we talk about how to boost your immune system with timing of how you eat and when you eat. Absolutely. And I'm sure you've talked to your patients about it before. It's called intermittent fasting. Yeah. And through intermittent fasting, you can actually boost your immune system. But right now, when people don't have jobs and people are furloughed and they're being laid off and they're living off unemployment, wouldn't it be nice not to have to make 3 meals a day? Wouldn't it be nice just to make 1 or 2? Yep. And know that you're not starving, you're actually doing it on purpose, and you're actually doing it to create more health and lose some of that, the quarantine 15 or whatever we're going to call it.
Yes.
My wife and I do this all the time, where we do 1 meal a day, and it's usually lunch. And then we usually skip our breakfast. And then for dinner, we do a soup or a smoothie.
Yep.
And I can't tell you how much more time we have. Not that I need more time on my hands right now, but it's a lot cheaper to do that. You're only making 1 meal a day.
Absolutely. I do the reverse. We eat lunch and then a regular dinner, just eat early. And then I skip breakfast all the way.
Yep.
And so I'm usually eating lunch around 1 or 2 o'clock, and I've quit eating, at 7 or 8. And then got my 16 hours in. And I think that's
the key there, Chad, is that 16 hours of fasting is while you're sleeping. So the biggest key for anybody, it doesn't matter if you do a program or not. Once you're done with dinner, stop eating. Yes. Don't eat anything after dinner, and note when you ate that dinner. So let's say you eat dinner at 7, you're done at 8. Don't eat another thing until at least 8 in the morning the next morning. And if you can go till 10, you just fasted for 14 hours, which resets your immune system, which resets your digestive system, which helps you with all of these things. And you actually will start to lose weight, and you're going to go, this is too easy, because it's just how our body's able to detox without putting the food in. It can actually get the stuff out.
Absolutely.
That's one easy tip you can all do right now. Stop eating after dinner until breakfast the next morning. Make sure it's at least 12 hours apart, if not longer.
And when you get that urge that is, I just have to have something to eat, I'm so bored, whatever, pound a glass of water. So many people mistake the urge for hunger, and it's actually thirst. The body's saying, I need something, but it's actually they're dehydrated. And if you'll just implement that, you'll get that cessation, you'll feel better, and all of a sudden you're not hungry anymore. And there you go.
So what about exercise? You were talking about you added some time to your exercise. You must be working out, an hour and 5 minutes now?
No. I'm actually working out 25 minutes.
25. That's like 10 minutes too long for me.
Yeah, I hear you, man. I mean, I'm used to the 15-minute high-intensity interval trainings for Max T3, just like you are. But the thing is that in managing all these things, I just have said to myself, wow, a lot more stress. So I'm going to burn it off. And so I've done, and then that's actually added in 5 more minutes of stretching. So I'm up to 25 minutes to make sure that with all this extra sitting, so many people forget that their hamstrings and their psoas muscles, and so many people will have the chronic, they get up out of a desk, they get up and they're in pain. They walk a little while or they do something, they're not in pain. Well, it's because the hamstrings and the psoas muscles stretched out enough to not have so much pressure on the lower back. And then that makes them feel better. And so again, I think right now with so many people being less active, less mobile, hey, And then that's a great idea. And the other thing I've really encouraged people to do is start the family walks after dinner.
Yep.
Some kind of family activity. Pitch the ball. Do something.
Yeah, the house.
Really big.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea. So many of my patients, though, they still, they have the access to the Max T3 workouts, but they've still never done it. And I can't tell you how easy it is to just go on to maxt3.com and put in your code, create your account. It takes a minute and a half. And then you have access to like 30 workouts. And you don't need anything but a lightweight. You don't even need weights if you don't have them. Yeah. Get some bands if you want to. But you honestly, the best workout on there is the super fast lower body workout. It's the one we teach at our Exercise 101 class. I don't use any weight. And I can tell you, everybody there does not use a weight. And I can tell you also, in 2 days, they are upset with me because they can't sit down. They can't bend over and pick up a pencil because they've worked their butts off. No weight, just body weight.
Absolutely.
I love that workout. So, the excuses keep coming. Like, I don't have time. I don't have the equipment. There really isn't any excuse now. We all have the time for it. And that's the main excuse. Just go to maxt3.com and plug your number in and start your account and get going. What are we waiting for, right?
Absolutely. And my mom is amazing if she's at home, she's got Jonah and Mac on all the time, and part of the time Waylon, and she's able to plug in these workouts, and she's pregnant. Mm-hmm. So, I think that's about as many things as you can throw on one individual to try to keep them from being able to work out, and
doing it anyway.
And she's pulling it off. So yeah. I got to hand it to her. So, and so for those folks at home, and again, it's about the development of these habits that are going to walk us out of this so much empowered, understanding that we have control over our immune systems through these habits, and that right now is just the time where margins are less. Some people might be on that edge where they are suffering from a few of these comorbidities, and these things right here could be the boost right now that helps them, and it should be all the time, but right now is, hey, if you hadn't been started before, it's about now.
Yeah, exactly. And one thing we've been talking about throughout this, what we've been doing here is cortisol levels being high right now, and people aren't sleeping and they're depressed. And one of the best things you could do for that is the high intensity, short duration exercises.
Absolutely.
Because those intense 12 minutes that you put in will lower your cortisol levels for 36 hours. Absolutely. So instead of building and storing fat, you're starting to burn it. And I like to tell people that your fuse will get longer because, us all quarantined together, can make everybody have a little bit of a shorter fuse. But when you're doing these workouts, the way we teach you how to do them, your cortisol levels go down. You have a little bit of a longer fuse. You're not so irritable, which is all a good thing. You will sleep better. Serotonin goes up, dopamine goes up, so you feel better about everything. And I know people need that right now. So that's one of the easiest things that we could do just to feel better.
And what about, the stuff, I believe it was Appalachian State that did the study that showed that if you'll go ahead and do that workout in the morning, you're going to get even, they did a study on sleep, said that those that worked out in the mornings experienced 70% deeper rest. Mm-hmm. That's huge.
If you do it at night, you get that heart rate up, everything's going, it's hard to sleep. After a hockey game for me, I can't sleep for 2 or 3 hours. Yep. So I do my workouts at 11 a.m. Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Yep. I work out 12 minutes each time. That's a total of 36 minutes a week. Yeah. That's all I want to do. And that's all I need to do to get there.
But you're also playing a lot of hockey and other things on the side.
I'm not playing any hockey anymore, unfortunately.
Getting there, walking in, and getting there other things. And we can't play hockey right now. But normally, I know you.
I can walk.
Yeah, I can walk.
I can go for a walk. Yeah, and go for a hike. So what's the last essential we need to talk about? Minimizing toxins, right?
Man.
That's a big one. We could go forever on this one, but the one thing that's the most toxic right now is, the sanitizers and the cleaners and all this other stuff. So again, at Costco the other day, I got a little upset because I walked up to the self checkout, and right before I got there, the lady comes in front of me with this orange bottle of stuff, starts spraying it all over everything. I was like, "What is that?" She goes, "Oh, it's sanitizer. It's good now." I'm like, "What kind of sanitizer? What is that?" I don't know. I'm like, "Well, you're gonna wipe it off?" She's like, "Why do I need to do that?" I'm like, "Well, you just put chemicals all over everything, and now you want me to go ahead and touch all the chemicals. Just because you sprayed it doesn't mean the chemicals aren't there anymore. Yeah, you killed whatever it was, but now I have chemicals to deal with.
Oh, I agree. Totally.
Again, if we're not wiping those things off, and even worse, Chad, this one, again, I don't know whether I should be laughing or crying at these things, because I just don't, my emotions are so high right now with all this. We went as a family to Home Depot the other day to do some essential shopping for plants and stuff. We had to get outside and do something. So they're only letting one person in at a time. Yeah, they're only letting one of us in at a time. Maybe, but we had 5. So people walk up and the guy gets his spray bottle and just does this, and people were just doing this. And they're putting their hands out and they spray them and they're doing this and then walking in. I'm like, what are y'all doing? Like, you have no idea what that is right now. He could be spraying virus on you on purpose. Obviously he's not doing that, but are you even going to ask him what he's doing or why he's doing that? So I walked up and he's like, he does this to my family. And we're all like, no. He goes, really? I'm like, no. He's like, okay. I'm like, what is that? It's hand sanitizer. I'm like, okay. Like, why do I want that? I don't need that. It's just the scary part is just this mentality of, okay.
Yes.
Okay. That scares me.
The indoctrination into fear is, instead of the empowerment into faith in our bodies and in the way that our bodies were created and how they're meant to function. Often, as you can see, the people who are the most afraid are the ones who have the least implementation of these 5 essentials anyway.
Yep.
And so, I mean, they've already put over their faith in the power of man versus the power of God and the way our bodies were created. And I think, yeah, the toxins there, and I think the toxic fear is gone more viral than the virus. And so I think that the implementation of these things to detox detox from Facebook, detox from the news.
Stop watching the news and all of our problems will go away.
Yes, and unbelievable. And then, I think that the junk food, the comfort food, I mean, I'll tell honest, we were, it's that time in pregnancy for Megan where we're monitoring her blood sugar, in this last trimester. And so we gave in one night and we bought the family-sized package of Smart Food. And we sat down, we watched a movie as a family, and we ate some popcorn, and took her blood sugar the next morning. And of course she's logging this. And of course the nurse gets on, or the midwife that we're using because we're doing a home birth. And the midwife gets on the phone and says, well, read me your numbers. And she's like, what's that one? She's like, what is that? Like, what did you do? And we were like, oh, we were up till like midnight eating popcorn. And like, don't do that again.
Right.
Don't do that again. Otherwise you're in trouble and we're gonna have to do something. And Megan and I were just dying laughing. Like, yeah, well, we ate all the family size bag of popcorn because we don't do that very often. So we just
right.
The whole family was like being, let out like prisoners.
Going back to the toxicity and the hand sanitizer and stuff, there are definitely better ways of doing that. Like, when you're at home, you can use thieves oil. You can use vinegar and water. Those are the things you should be cleaning with on a regular basis anyway, because they are very effective. Yeah. So we shouldn't be changing anything if we were already doing those things. But I do applaud my patients who are not living in fear. They're still coming in. They're getting their adjustments. They're thankful that we're open. They're telling us they'll spend a little extra time talking because you're the only people we get to talk to anymore.
Yeah.
But I applaud every one of those folks that are here because they know that their body will heal better if they're uninterfered.
Absolutely. Yep. And they're focused on the function.
Yep. They're focused on function over anything. And that's what health is all about. Healing, not feeling.
Absolutely. And I hope that is what people take away from this. And for those that are staying home, then you know what? It's their opportunity to do what's still in their control that they've chosen to do. And
do the other 4.
Yeah. Do the other 4.5.
Right. Do the other 4.5. Do the other 4.5. You have control. It's up to you whether you're going to be healthy or not. Just make the right choice and do more of it consistently, like you said, Chad.
Absolutely. Dan, have we forgotten anything?
We could talk for hours, so probably not now.
Yeah, absolutely. We've been on here for about 34 minutes, and so I think that's about long enough for this rodeo. And we both have shift. We got a lot of folks coming in. Got a doctor's report this evening. Going to be saving and changing some more people's lives with them getting to start the very 5 essentials that we've been talking about here. And so it's another exciting day in the office, and I know it's the same for you.
Yep, it sure is, man. I appreciate you having me on. This was fun.
Absolutely. We'll see you again here soon, brother.
All right, sounds good.